everyone, it's Leandra at the Lexington facility for new Vocations Racehorse adoption program. And today for our Trainer Tip Tuesday, what was requested was to talk about the topic of a horse who's anxious at the canter and how to address that. So here to demonstrate that, we have Allie, who's lunging Savvy Spender. And Savvy's always been a really level-headed horse. Her personality by default is really mellow, but something that happened when she was returned to us is we realized that she started to have anxiety through a lot of the actual training, working processes. So she's still really nice and sweet in the stall. She has no malintent in what she's doing whatsoever, but she just gets nervous when she's working, whether that's on the lunge line or if she's being tacked up or when you're riding. So the best way to address that, what I have found is consistently workable and easy to do, is just bringing them back down to the basics. So Allie is working Savvy on a lunge line here, and Savvy is wanting to go, which is fine. What we've done is we've stripped away all of the mechanisms and artificial aids that you can use, so we don't have her in anything that's going to crank her head down. We don't have her in anything that's tying her position in any sort of way, but just observing what she's doing and using.
It's back.
So what Allie's doing right now is trying to work with Savvy and just seeing her response, observing her reactions, the different asks while she's on the lunge line here, and reacting in a way to try to help her stretch down and find a placid mindset at the lower gate. So we're not trying to get her to work up, we're trying to get her to work down. And if you're doing this under saddle, I mean, you don't have to be working on the ground to address these sort of things, but what's really important is you're trying to find those peaceful moments and really give them as much positive feedback as you can, because at its essence, just with a lot of things that we've talked about, you're trying to reframe their neurologic activity. So if they have anxiety, or kind of similar to people when you have PTSD with certain stimuli, that in order to rewire that means you're going to have to create the situations where they can relax and then reinforce them through repetition. And what that does, it's going to create a new neural chain, literally a new pathway, and then our job as the handler or the trainer is to reinforce that pathway so that they can go to that more frequently. So what we're looking for in this are the moments where her eye relaxes, her posture relaxes, like this. That's perfect. So putting her head down so you can use your vocal cues. I mean, tonality is going to be the most important, especially if a horse knows you and they know sort of when you're happy that they're doing, they respond positively to that. So, you know, tell her that she's a good girl, use a really positive tone and positive body language. You want to keep it open, but this is exactly the kind of thing that we're looking for. So when she graduates back to integrating that under saddle work, don't go into the canter until you feel like you can get a really relaxed walk and you can get a really relaxed trot, and you can do transitional work in between those, because what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that she, or any horse that you're working with, has a really strong physical basis so that they are fit for the job you're asking them to do, so that they don't have to worry about being sore, feeling poorly mentally or physically about what you're asking them to do. And then you're just going to work on creating those positive experiences as much as you can, and really giving a lot of positive feedback when you have even those little tiny moments. You're not asking for perfection, just asking for the foundation that's going to get you there. So even those moments where you see her eye relax, even those moments where you see her stretch down for a moment, even if she goes back to being nervous after that, you're just working on reinforcing those little positive moments, because that's what's going to help you build your web of new chain reactions, new pathways in their brain to help totally reframe the way that they think about training and working under saddle. So try that. There are a lot of different ways you can work on it, but that's the basics of it. Let me know your feedback, and as always, thank you so much for joining us.